Ink is known to have one of the most challenging Bankai fights, but the method I'm going to teach you all makes the fight seem like one of the easiest. Before we jump into this fight, don't miss out on the giveaways I host in my clan server on Discord. You can win an essence, skill boxes, a free Bankai fight, and even more by simply subscribing to my channel. The link to the clan server is in the description. Anyways, I highly recommend copying my list of skills as well as my keybinds, so that you have a much easier time using them. Starting off your Bankai fight using Shinten Raiho, and constantly using it as soon as it's off cooldown will always be the easiest way to win. Shinten Raiho is a move that does over half a bar to anyone caught in the center of it. This is the main reason my Bankai fights normally take less than 3 minutes. It is a skill box move, so if you're not comfortable investing in it, you can either substitute it for a move that can guard break like Shakuho, or you can skip this step and move on to the next. Zangetsu is a skill capable of both dealing good damage as well as guard breaking. I recommend waiting until the boss is close to you before using the skill. That way, you're more likely to guard break the boss. As you can see, I didn't guard break the boss here, but he tried to guard when I first cast the skill. It's just that he stopped blocking right before Zangetsu connected. This means it probably would have been a better idea for me to wait a second longer. If the boss is guard broken, use Tenron to knock him back and deal even more damage. I followed up with Suigetsu, another good range damage dealer. Make sure you're backing away from the boss as you use this skill. If you watch my other videos, you know the boss is programmed to stop blocking to chase after you. This means you can guarantee landing moves like Suigetsu, Rikujokuro, and Fushibi simply by running and sometimes just backing away after casting them. The only scary part about this boss is the fact that he's able to disable your moves. What people don't remember is that you're able to do the same exact thing to your Bankai boss. All you have to do is land it. That's where Rikujokuro comes in. Once you land Rikujokuro, that's a free nameless. Sometimes you can even sneak in wavefront to slow them, but this depends on how close you are to the boss. Since we're on the topic, I'd like to add that even if you have a way to avoid getting hit with nameless, it doesn't mean you want to risk being in that scenario to begin with. Keep your distance as much as you can unless the boss is stunned. I don't even recommend allowing him to hit you once before using Danku. If most of your moves are on cooldown and you can't stall any longer, then using Danku can become your saving grace. Not only does this move keep you protected, but it allows you to use Fushibi, which disables the boss's flash step. I somehow forgot to use Fushibi and resorted to using an M1 chain since he couldn't punish me while Danku was active. While this does do good damage on its own, it's usually not worth risking. In fact, this may have been the perfect opportunity to use Wavefront and then Nameless. I was lucky enough to run away without taking any damage, and used Hyen to buy me time to think of which move I wanted to use next. If you're using Hyen, make sure to aim the move in between yourself and the boss as opposed to aiming directly at him. The goal is for the boss to run into the flames, not past them. This didn't hold him as long as I thought it would, but it still bought me enough time to start over from step 1. I could have used Droplet to escape here, but I started to overthink and ended up hesitating. As a result, I got hit and used my mask as an evasive. I went back to step 2, but I also made it my goal to use Heavenly Cannon and Droplet more often. That way, I'm lowering the risk of being hit even more. After using some of my heavy hitting skills, I went for another Rikujokuro so that I could try disabling his moves. Notice how this did not work out for me because I was too late in getting over to the boss after I stunned him, and when I did reach him, I used Wavefront first and then Nameless. These were 2 huge mistakes I made back to back that could have easily been avoided, but are now resulting in me getting severely punished. If you end up getting tagged with Nameless, I recommend quickly switching over to the crit and run strategy. If you don't know what that is, it's just running away and then waiting for it to approach you before using your crit. Timing your critical at the right moment as well as not dashing too far away is the easiest way to guard break the boss. You can use the time the boss is stunned to run away and repeat the same strategy until you're able to use your moves again. If you plan on using this method, it's important to know that you'll have to switch over to your base katana. Ink's crit in its shikai form is probably the worst crit when it comes to Bankai fights. This is due to its poor range as well as how often it gets parried by the boss. I realized this after the fight, so you'll never actually see me deactivate my shikai in this clip. As soon as I was able to use my moves again, I instantly used Danku and then Heavenly Cannon to knock the boss away from me. Next, I used Droplet to get some distance. Because my main damage dealing moves are off cooldown once again, I'm able to instantly repeat steps 1 through 5. If you're lucky, You can sometimes push your Bankai boss back into your high-end by using Tenron. It doesn't always work, but I believe it does about a bar if it actually lands. At this point, I'm using Droplet as soon as it's off cooldown to recover distance and continue spamming my ranged attacks till I win. I did this fight for my friend since he's subscribed to my channel and has been part of my clan server on Discord for a long time. If you're interested in me doing your Bankai fight for you, I do them for people who win giveaways in my clan server, if I hit a subscriber milestone, and for the huge supporters of my channel. However, the purpose of this video is to help you learn how to do these things on your own. I'm going to show this fight again, but without any pauses or replays this time. After this, I'll show a clip of me defeating this Bankai on my own account without me needing to use my mask for any buffs.
That's not good. Yeah.
Gonna be a game over.
Whew. Alright, I think I'm gonna win this. I missed that somehow. Whew. Yeah, he's done. Yep.
Wow, that's crazy.
I ended up using my mask at the end of this fight, but as you can see, I could have just used Gran Raikoho since it has hyper armor. I also could have instead used Danku to freely M1 the boss and win. Kido is by far the easiest method for these Bankai fights, and it works just as fine for console and mobile players. The main problem is that people would rather spend hours losing to their boss and asking me for help than spend 4 to 10 minutes of their time watching the full video on these guides. Anyone can beat their Bankai by simply following the steps I take in my videos, as well as checking the comments I pin underneath these guides in case I leave additional tips. Giving these videos a chance really is worth the investment. I have subscribers who rely on the speed method, but have still used what they've learned from me to win. Again, I highly recommend taking a look at this video's pinned comment before you get started. It may address some of the concerns you have with your fight. Aside from that, the rest of this video will be me destroying people with Ink Bankai. Take care and enjoy.